I never cease to be amazed at God's saving grace, his amazing saving grace. There's times in my day where I just feel like I'm going to fall apart, and I turn to him, and it's like he swoops me up and it holds me, sends an angel, and I manage to get through. I couldn't live without his saving grace. I never cease to be amazed. And so that's why I wrote this song, Amazing Saving Grace, the amazing grace. Hope is the key that opens the door to heaven. Hope leads the way to his saving grace. There's no greater love than to give your life for your friend. What a friend we have in Jesus. He gave us his life, and God gave it back to him. He gave us his life on the cross, paid for every sin that's ever been, came to save the lost. Count me in, I am counted among them. Because there ain't no real hope, not in this broken world. No hope of freedom without the gift of saving grace. Saving grace, saving grace, amazing saving grace. You won't find it online, you can't buy it in the store. There ain't nothing you can do except accept the gift of saving grace, and hope will fill your soul. A tiny teardrop of faith generates hope in what the eyes can't see. Through faith we understand that the world was made by the word of the living God. Because there ain't no real hope, no, not in this dying world. No hope of freedom without his saving grace. Saving grace, saving grace, amazing saving grace. You can light candles in the church or empty your mind. You can twist your body like a pretzel, but no matter how you strive, hopelessness will thrive without the gift of saving grace. Some folks is casting their vote in all the wrong faces, looking for hope in all the wrong places. Won't find no hope on election day without the gift of saving grace. 'Cause there ain't no real hope, no, not in this dying world. No hope, no, no hope of freedom without its saving grace. Saving grace, saving grace, amazing saving grace.
Bongo. Further news will be broadcast to you the moment it is received.
I want to underline the importance of how hard it is. I'm not trying to make light with this song. I'm not trying to say, oh, if you just have saving grace, you're going to, everything's going to be okay. I know everything's not okay. And I know that life is unfair. And I know we have hard times ahead. A lot of us have had hard times behind us. And life is unfair. We live in a broken world, a dying world. There's a lot of terrible things that happen. And, if we try to go it alone, if we try to figure it all out, if we try to do the right thing all the time and, make the money, do the job, work out, eat right, exercise, do all these things are wonderful things, but they're not on their own. They're not going to save us, and they're not going to fill us with grace. We need the grace to do these things. And the more we try to do these things to have an amazing life, the harder our lives are going to be. We really need the grace to exercise, the grace to get up in the morning. And so I really want to say, I don't want to make light of the fact with this song that life isn't difficult and unfair. We do have, thank goodness, we have good times, and there are moments of great joy. But I can guarantee you, life is terminal, and hard times will happen, and without God's grace, it's going to be a hard road. So this song is about saving grace. It's the saving grace of Jesus Christ. He died on the cross. He gave his life on the cross. God gave it back to him, and so that we could have this saving grace. A friend of mine in Alexandria, I was speaking to her on the phone. I'm in France right now. And she was telling me, I don't know about this thing. I was born with original sin. And she was all, I'm sick of these people coming around me saying, I'm born with original sin. And I'm like, wait a minute. Stop. There's some truth to that. But it's entwined like in a wicker chair with a lot of lies. The truth, the important thing to remember is we were born with freedom of choice. And we have the choice to do sinful or evil or wrong. We have the choice to do good. We have the choice. And as a baby, when we're born, we have to learn how to not be completely self-centered. And when we're little babies, we have to be self-centered. I want my bottle. I want my baba. We have to be, we might not survive if we don't go, hey, give me everything, give me. But as we grow older, we need to learn how to share and to care and to make compensations for other people, etc., and forgive, and all the things we need to learn. So it's not like, I don't know, born with original sin. I mean, that's whether there's a little truth in that. And I can't say there isn't, but we have freedom of choice. We can choose to sin or choose not to sin, meaning miss the mark. Sin is a military archery term for missing the mark. So as we have a consciousness of what's right and what's wrong and what's correct and what's incorrect behavior, we have a choice. We can choose to go this way or that way. And missing the mark, sometimes we can really do our best to hit the target and we miss the mark. And that's where we need the grace, the saving grace. And when we have the grace, if we do miss the mark, if we do mess up, if we do something wrong, and we have his grace, then we can correct our course. and we can get on track, but not without grace. We're not going nowhere without grace. Well, we're going nowhere fast. Anyway, I'm just really want to thank you so much for listening to my rant or my whatever it is. I'm going to get off my soapbox, and thank you so much for being, for tuning in and switching the knob to this the Heavenly Pancake. And there's more to come. This will be my first Heavenly Pancake talk, and I'll be doing more. Saving grace, saving grace, amazing saving grace. 'Cause there ain't no real hope, no, not in this broken world. No hope of freedom without his gift of saving grace. I'd like to give you an opportunity to sing along with me, sing the refrain of the song Saving Grace. So I'm just going to sing the refrain like 3 times, and if you want to sing along, just sing along. Saving grace, amazing saving grace. Yeah. Saving grace, saving grace, amazing saving grace. I never cease to be amazed at God's saving grace, his amazing saving grace. There's times in my day where I just feel like I'm going to fall apart, and I turn to him, and it's like he swoops me up and it holds me, sends an angel, and I managed to get through. Whether I have to call a phone company over some weird bill, or whether my best friend passes away, it's a large spectrum where I couldn't live without his saving grace. I never cease to be amazed. And so that's why I wrote this song, Amazing Saving Grace, the amazing grace, which is a gift from God. I don't know what we could do in this world, how we can get up in the morning and go through our day without that grace, the grace we need to carry on and to live our lives. Saving grace. Thank you. Thanks for joining in. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Bongo. Further news will be broadcast to you the moment it is received.